So we'll see how to do this question. So this question is mostly to draw the wave fronts. You can see the question says draw carefully the remainder of waves A and B plus the two previous waves which reached the shallow water. So first thing, in order to draw the wave, we should know whether the wave is bending towards or away. So that we need a reference. To get that reference point, we have to continue. First step, we have to continue drawing this ray. This is the ray. This line indicates the ray. So we continue the ray such that it hits the boundary. And then we are supposed to draw the normal, which is a reference point. So you can see the scale. I'm keeping the scale such that it will be easy for you to draw the normal. You don't want to measure 90 degree, but if you can use a ruler like this point of the ruler on top of the line, you can draw the normal, which will be perpendicular to boundary. And normal should be always drawn using dashed or dotted lines, as it is an imaginary line. And once you finish drawing the normal, you will get an idea now how to draw the ray. Here it says that the water wave is traveling from deep to shallow water. When it travels from deep to shallow, then wave bent towards the normal. Okay, this thing you have to memorize. You should be knowing this point. Deep to shallow, then the wave bent towards the normal. So bending towards the normal means this is the expected wave. Okay, this is what we expect the waves to move in straight line, but because it is traveling from deep to shallow, it is bending towards. So we have to draw any line which is lower than the expected line. Or you can also consider that, okay, I'm going to remove this one because this is not required. Yeah, this is the angle of incidence, that is the angle between the ray and the normal, and this is the angle of refraction, which is the angle between normal and refracted ray. And the condition is that theta r should be less than theta I, as it is traveling from deep to shallow. So you finish drawing ray. Yeah, you don't forget to put the arrow mark. Now you finish drawing ray, you can start drawing the wavefront. It has mentioned that you are supposed to draw the remainder of A and B. So what happens to B? Now we know that the ray is bending. Similarly, the wavefront also will bend at this interface. So how we will draw that? You can keep the ruler such that it is perpendicular to the ray drawn, because our wavefront should be, wavefront is perpendicular to the ray. Okay, so in order to achieve that perpendicular direction, you can keep your ruler and draw it like this. So you can see that how I have kept the ruler. The line I have kept on the top of the red line. The line on the ruler I have kept on top of the red line, which is the ray, so that I can draw perfect 90 degree lines. So that I have extended B. Now I have to extend A. For A, I don't have a reference point to keep, but another condition is that wavefronts are parallel to each other. Wavefronts are parallel to each other. So this is another point you have to keep in mind. So when you draw the next line, it should be parallel to the first line. See, you can see that is parallel. Now it should also start from point A. And then you are supposed to draw the two waves, that is which reached, it mentioned as two previous waves which reached the shallow water. So the waves that have already reached means that have already traveled beyond this point. So we have to draw two more wavefronts somewhere over here, these two. But before drawing, we should measure the distance between these two wavefronts. As it is traveling from deep to shallow water, wavelength decreases. Okay, as it is traveling from deep to shallow water, the wavelength decreases. Now when you measure the wavelength, here you can see here it's almost showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. Okay, my scale doesn't have a reading or the unit, something around 6 lines you can consider. That is the wavelength in deep water. So in shallow water it should be less than 6. And here when you measure, this is showing as 1, 2, 3. So yes, it's perfectly less than 6. Now we need to keep that value same throughout. So keep it over here, then measure another 3 lines. So the next wavefront should come over here. So the one what I drawn, I will just clear it. So first one should come over here, and second one again after 3 lines. So 1, 2, 3 should come over here. Okay. Now I have to keep it perpendicular to the ray, and then I draw the next wavefront, and again one more. So total 4 wavefront I have drawn. You don't want to extend it till here, you can like shorten it till here. Just this is not according to marking scheme, like it is not strict according to marking scheme that you have to draw only small, but it will be good if you can do it. It will look good. It will look good. Okay, your diagram at the end, it will be very neat to see. So you can extend it. If all are coming in same length, it will be nice to see. So that's your final answer. Total I have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4 wavefront. Now you can again recheck your question and answer. It is traveling from deep to shallow water, so it is bending towards. You can see the angle. You can use a protractor to verify whether the angle is decreasing or not, and the wavelength is decreasing. So you can recheck the measurement, these value and this value, what is the whether it is decreasing or not. Anyway, by seeing itself, we can see that the wavelength in the shallow water is less. So just confirm it once more, reread your question and answer. So this for 3 marks question.